Attention! If you have the habit of masturbating every single day, you might be putting your prostate health at serious risk without even realizing it. The truth is, most men have no idea what actually happens inside their bodies when this habit becomes frequent. Is it good for you? Or could it be silently damaging your prostate over time? The scary part is that most men only find out the real effects when it's already too late. Your prostate, that small walnut-sized gland, can react in ways nobody ever warned you about. And the third effect I'm going to reveal in this video could completely change the way you see your body and your habits. So, if you're over 40 and you want to keep your intimate health strong and functional for as long as possible, stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to show you might make you rethink a lot of things. The prostate may be small, but its impact on your health is enormous. This walnut-sized gland sits right below your bladder, and it plays a crucial role. It produces seminal fluid, the liquid that protects and carries your sperm. But here's the problem. As the years go by, the prostate can start to get congested. Think of it like a water pipe that never gets flushed. Over time, buildup starts to block the flow. The same thing happens inside your prostate. If those fluids aren't released regularly, they build up, increasing the risk of inflammation, swelling, and even more serious problems. I've seen this happen countless times in my clinical experience. I had a patient, a 65-year-old businessman, who completely ignored his prostate health. He grew up believing masturbation was shameful, something men shouldn't talk about. The result? Over the years, he started feeling discomfort, had trouble urinating, and by the time he finally decided to seek help, his prostate was so congested that it was directly impacting his quality of life. On the other hand, I also had a 70-year-old patient who always kept a healthy habit of regularly emptying his prostate. And the most impressive part? His prostate exams were just as good as those of a 40-year-old man. This proves something incredibly important. The prostate needs movement. It needs regular stimulation and release. If you neglect this care, it's not a matter of if you'll have problems. It's a matter of when. And now comes the big question. If you masturbate every day, does that help or hurt your prostate? The answer might surprise you. And the third effect I'm going to show you later in this video might completely change how you see this habit. So stick around, because what's coming next could make all the difference for your health. Every time you ejaculate, your body goes through a mini hormonal reset. Right after ejaculation, your levels of a hormone called DHT drop temporarily. Now, DHT is important when you're young because it helps with male development. But as you get older, too much DHT becomes a serious issue for your prostate. This hormone is directly linked to prostate enlargement, and that's exactly what causes that annoying weak stream, the constant trips to the bathroom at night, and that frustrating feeling of never fully emptying your bladder. I once treated two brothers, both in their early 50s. One of them maintained a regular masturbation habit a few times a week. The other brother thought masturbation was something only younger men do, so he stopped completely. And guess what happened? The brother who took care of his prostate regularly had much lower PSA levels. That's the test doctors use to check prostate health. He also had fewer urinary complaints and a much better quality of life. Meanwhile, the brother who avoided masturbation, he started collecting one symptom after another. The takeaway here is simple. Keeping a balanced, regular masturbation routine acts like a natural hormone regulator for your prostate. It's not a drug. It's not a miracle cure. It's just understanding how your body works and helping it stay in balance. The real problem? Most men have never heard this before. No one talks about it in the doctor's office. And because of that lack of information, a lot of men neglect their prostate health until things get out of control. The good news? This hormonal balance is something you can control yourself without spending a penny. But there's a catch. Frequency and moderation make all the difference. And that's exactly what we'll talk about next. Every time you ejaculate, your prostate goes through an internal cleanup. During orgasm, the muscles around the gland contract, flushing out built-up fluids and clearing away waste that could become harmful if left sitting there for too long. Think about it this way. Have you ever turned on a garden hose that hadn't been used in a while? At first, the water pushes out all the gunk and buildup that collected inside. That's exactly what happens inside your prostate. This natural rinse improves blood circulation, stimulates the production of fresh, nutrient-rich fluids, and keeps the gland working properly. But here's the problem I see all the time in my practice. A lot of men over 50 think they're too old for this kind of care. Some believe masturbation is just for younger guys, but that's a complete myth. In reality, the older you get, the more important this regular cleanup becomes. In fact, the prostate of a 70-year-old man who takes care of himself this way can actually be healthier than the prostate of a 40-year-old who ignores it. I've seen this with my own eyes. I had a 70-year-old patient who followed a balanced, moderate routine, always respecting his body's natural rhythm. And his test results? They were better than many men half his age. It's exactly like changing the oil in your car. It doesn't matter if the engine is new or old. If you never change the oil, sooner or later that engine is going to seize up. Your prostate works the same way. If it's not emptied and refreshed regularly, it clogs up, gets inflamed, and that's when the real trouble starts. So if you're over 50, here's the truth. This internal cleaning is a basic, natural, and essential part of taking care of your prostate health. And the best part? It's something you can do yourself. No doctor visits, no pills, and no cost. This is one of the most common questions I get from older men. After 50, how often should I masturbate to keep my prostate healthy? Is there a magic number? Can doing it too much cause harm? Or is stopping completely even worse? The truth is simple. What works well for a 20 or 30-year-old isn't always the best for a man over 50. As we age, the body changes. Hormone levels fluctuate. The prostate becomes more sensitive, and even the muscles in the pelvic region slow down a bit. That's why the general recommendation looks like this. If you're in your 40s, masturbating 3 to 4 times per week is usually enough to keep your prostate active and healthy. Once you hit your 50s, that frequency can drop slightly, about 2 to 3 times per week, allowing your body to find a comfortable rhythm. And for men in their 60s and 70s, even once a week can make a big difference for prostate health. This isn't about pushing yourself or following some rigid schedule. It's about keeping the habit alive so your prostate doesn't fall into neglect. I remember one of my patients, a 65-year-old businessman, who came to my office complaining of urinary discomfort and with PSA levels through the roof. He assumed it was just part of getting older. But once we adjusted his routine and introduced regular prostate care, his symptoms improved dramatically and his PSA levels dropped fast. So the takeaway here is clear. This isn't about performance or numbers. It's about regularity and respecting your body's signals. And above all, it's time to let go of this outdated belief that masturbation after 50 is embarrassing or somehow weakens you. This is about taking care of your health, plain and simple. Taking care of your prostate isn't just about physical health. It directly affects your mind, your mood, and even how well you sleep. And here's a fact most men have never heard before. Regular ejaculation helps your body relax. For real. After orgasm, your brain releases a wave of hormones that reduce stress and prepare your body for deeper, more restorative sleep. And getting good sleep, especially after 50, isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. Poor sleep increases your risk of heart disease, messes with your hormone balance, weakens your immune system, and makes anxiety and depression even worse. And there's more. This kind of regular self-care also strengthens the pelvic floor muscles. That's great news for bladder control, meaning fewer urgent trips to the bathroom in the middle of the night. Plus, it helps lower the risk of erectile dysfunction, a common concern for men in this age group. What's really interesting is that many of my patients who embraced a healthy, balanced masturbation routine told me they felt lighter, more confident, and even more energetic during the day. In other words, this is so much more than just a moment of pleasure. It's about taking care of your physical health, emotional well-being, and sexual vitality all at once. Once you understand that this cycle is natural, and you stop treating it like some embarrassing secret, your body and your mind will thank you. If you're over 40, it's time to treat this like part of your regular health routine. It's not silly, it's not embarrassing, and it's definitely not just for teenagers. This is adult self-care, period. And here's something critical. Regularity is more important than intensity. Going weeks or months without it, only to binge all at once, doesn't work. Your prostate doesn't respond well to the all-or-nothing approach. What it needs is steady, predictable care. In your 50s, this needs to become a priority, right up there with watching your blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar. And when you hit your 60s and 70s, stopping altogether isn't the answer either. Sure, your body slows down and needs a gentler rhythm, but the need to empty your prostate never goes away. The real enemy here isn't age. It's shame and unnecessary embarrassment that so many men still carry. I saw this firsthand with my patient Roberto, a successful 58-year-old businessman who was completely paralyzed when it came to his intimate health. He grew up being told that masturbation was wrong, dirty, even sinful. So, he ignored his prostate for years until the symptoms started knocking on his door. Once he finally understood that this has nothing to do with morality and everything to do with prevention and quality of life, everything changed. He regained his confidence, started a healthy routine, and within just a few months, his test results showed massive improvement. So hear this loud and clear: taking care of your intimate health doesn't make you any less of a man. If anything, it's what protects your strength, your vitality, and your quality of life for years to come. And if someone wants to laugh or judge you for it, that's their problem, not yours. Smart men take care of their health, and yes, that includes their prostate. The truth is, a lot of men hit their 50s or 60s still thinking like they did when they were teenagers. Back then, talking about intimate health was either a joke or completely off limits. But time moves on, your body changes, and the smart man is the one who adjusts to those changes without shame or fear. After 50, your sexual health is no longer just about pleasure. It's about quality of life, independence, and even longevity. A healthy prostate means fewer sleepless nights, fewer embarrassing trips to the urologist, and more freedom to enjoy life without worrying about pain, discomfort, or sudden bathroom emergencies. And there's something even bigger at stake. When you take ownership of your intimate health with maturity, you break a harmful cycle of silence that's hurt generations of men before you. You show the world, and yourself, that taking care of your health isn't weakness. It's wisdom. It's self-respect. This is the new mindset for male sexuality after 50. No taboo, no guilt, no shame. Just care, health, and quality of life. Now you know exactly what happens to your prostate when you masturbate every day, and what could happen if you ignore this important part of your health. This isn't about quitting completely, and it's not about overdoing it either. It's about finding the right balance for your age and your body. Respect your limits, pay attention to the signs, and make your intimate health a priority. If this video opened your eyes or made you rethink your habits, you've already taken the first step. But just watching isn't enough. Take action. Start paying attention to your body, understand its signals, and take back control of your prostate health. And if this content made sense to you, leave a comment below. I want to hear your thoughts. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more content about men's health, made the right way. Straightforward, real, and no unnecessary shame. Remember this: taking care of your prostate is the same as protecting your freedom to live well. And my friend, that's priceless.